What's another word for creative juices? Creative brain parts. No. Tip. Yeah. Come on, talk. Hello everybody! Welcome back to my channel, and today I want to share with you 10 tips on how to stay creative. In this world that we live in, there is so much stimulus, there's so much distraction, and it can get overwhelming sometimes. And if your job requires creativity, sometimes it's hard to keep cultivating that creative brain juice. So, I want to share with you 10 tips, things that you can do to get those creative juices flowing and keep that creativity coming out. So tip number 1 is, of course, Pinterest. I love Pinterest. I'm sure if you are any type of person, you know about Pinterest and are also probably addicted to Pinterest like me. There's other great inspiration websites that you could go on to spark those creative juices. So I'll link those in the description box below. Tip number 2 is music. Music does a lot for our brain, and so getting a good playlist going to spark those creative juices might be just what you need for that next project. So, Spotify is perfect for that. A little Pandora. Branch out and listen to some music that might not be on your normal everyday playlist. Discovering new music might be just what you need. Tip number 3 is to never stop creating. A lot of times, especially if you're a creative professional and you have to be creative for your job, if you're a designer, illustrator, whatever it is, there's all kinds of creative things. If you're a creative professional and you have to be creative for your job, a lot of times when you're in between projects, you put the pencil down or stop being creative because that's what you do for a living. But that's when your creative juices might tend to dry up. A muscle that's constantly working will continue to work. So I would suggest to do something for fun. Do some fun projects on the side when you're not working on something or when you're in between those projects. Tip number 4, go back to the basics. In every creative avenue, there are basic principles, basic exercises that you can do to keep your creative juices flowing. A piano player might play the scales. An artist might sketch. So take your sketchbook and go outside and sketch or play those scales. Number 5, don't overwork yourself. I know that in the last tips I've been saying to keep creating and keep doing and keep going, but there are times for rest. There are times that you need to take a pause, just rest your brain, rest your mind. When we're going, creating, sometimes you need to just take a step back and calm yourself so that your brain can rejuvenate again and start all over again. This is different from being in between projects. This is an intentional time that you want to rest. Be intentional about your rest period and really give your mind a time to rejuvenate. We have to learn that balance of when to say no and when to say yes. Number 6, healthy eating habits. I know that this is something that none of us want to talk about. I am not creating an exercise healthy eating video, but it is something that can really help rejuvenate our creative juices. If you're eating things that are just fried and fast food all the time, you're not going to get the nutrients that your body needs to function. And so I think sometimes maybe you need to eat that kale salad or get that green smoothie so that you can get those extra vitamins to spark that creative. Tip number 7, research. Visit a bookstore. Look online. These are times when if you're stuck in a project and you can't really get out of that mind block, go outside, visit a bookstore and look at some books, look at some picture books, children's books, just anything that will spark some creativity and show you something else. This is really great a lot of times when I'm doing typography. I'll go and look at what other people have done and actually hold it in my hands. Instead of just looking at it on the computer screen all day, sometimes we need to get out and look at tangible, physical objects. So get out there and visit a bookstore and get your mind on something else. Get your mind to see things in a different way. Tip number 8, travel. I know it can be expensive. But just going to the next town over is enough. Just travel and get out of your normal setting. Go anywhere, even if it's just down the street or across town to some place that you haven't been before. Sometimes you need a change of scenery and a change of pace to really wake up those parts of your brain that have been sleeping and dormant. So it can really help to give you a new idea of things, and sometimes it gives you a new perspective of what the other side of town is like. Tip number 9, do something fun. Be with people that you love. We need exciting, happy moments in our life to keep our mind in a place of creativity. When we're creating things and we're being creative, we're creating an emotion for people visually, or we're creating an experience for people. And so we need to have those experiences to draw from ourselves. So do something that you love, do something that's fun, plan to be with people that you love, and that will really spark that emotion that you're going to put in that next project. The last tip is tip number 10, think positive. Think positive thoughts. I know that this can be difficult, especially with news and social media and things out there can just drive us to a place of negativity, but really be intentional about thinking positive things. Think positive thoughts towards your project that you're creating, towards the clients that you're creating for, or the work that you're doing. Just think positive things towards that, and that will create an attitude of creativity and help things come forward in a positive way. Negative things will bring you down and just stop that creativity from flowing. So think positive thoughts and think creative things and really get your mind to open up. That sounds weird, but you get it. I hope these tips helped you, and hopefully this will get you past your creative mind block. So if you have extra tips, then leave them in the comments below. I'd love to read them, and I'm sure everyone else would. Also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe while you're at it for more videos. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!